happens. I have no idea what's going to happen, but hopefully this will work. I've never run across that problem before. Well, welcome to the Monday night live stream. Hit that like button, as you can see there. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for patiently waiting. We are 8 minutes behind, and don't worry, we will go and make up for lost time at the end. Got a little bit of news, nothing too extraordinary. So get your fish questions ready. Also, if you're re-watching this after the fact and you have questions, leave them down below. I do read all comments, and well, most of the time. And so do some of the moderators, so you can still get your answers questioned. Or vice versa. Whatever. Audio, video, good. Thank you, thank you. First time ever Bob started later than scheduled. I know. Good day for the apes. Yeah, good earning call. We'll see. I think it's going to be a red day tomorrow, but it's just a matter of time. And so the big news I got, which is not that big of news, but I finally got power in the new fish room. Super excited about that. And looking forward to moving some tanks over, completely disassembled the garage fish room. It is gone. It is no more. Turtle Girl, what's going on? And so yeah, that's about the only news I got for you, but it's still pretty exciting for me. Imperial Tropicals has Chilotharina alani wapoga. I know their cichlids are great, but how good are these rainbows? Are you talking about rainbows from Imperial Tropicals or rainbows from, or just rainbows in general? That specific type of rainbow. The wapoga, the alani wapoga, used to be like the holy grail rainbow fish, is what people called it. But now they're pretty common. You might have to wait like a month or two, but eventually someone always got some for sale. It's definitely not like it was 6-7 years ago when they truly were the holy grail. You mentioned 3D printer risers last week. I ordered it for my Higer, and it should be here. Awesome. I'm glad you found someone that was able to do that. Bob, my red-eye Tetra are hiding in the back of the tank and only come out to eat. What would cause this? Minister, I would ask, how many do you have? Generally, not a very shy fish. Now, if you just got them like a week ago, it could take some time for them to adjust and make, it takes time for them to learn that there's no one in the tank that wants to kill them. So it may take them a couple weeks to get used to their new environment. But if you had them for a while, they do well in larger schools. So maybe get a couple more if you got room for it. Is the heat wave over in the Pacific Northwest? It is cloudy, overcast, and in the 80s. So no. And Thursday, it's supposed to be like 95. It did rain last weekend, though, so we made it almost 2 months without rain. It was like 56, 55 days or something like that with no rain. And I know there's going to be people that are like, we go like 10 years without rain. You only went 2 months. This is Washington. That's kind of a big deal. I know what the wapogas are. I'm asking about the quality from Imperial. I would have no issues ordering from Imperial Tropicals. I've only ordered from them about 3 times, but yeah, pretty good fish coming from out of there. Found out my gold laser quarry cats love mosquito larvae. Blue water gym, mosquito larvae is such a great live food for any fish. Well, any fish that are large enough to eat it, I should say. But yeah, really good. I always at least try to put out 1 bucket. Just fill it with water in the spring, and eventually the mosquitoes come, and I can just scoop out larvae. Now, of course, that was before I had ponds. Now I got ponds. I can just scoop them out whenever I want. Imperial is closer to me than Dan's Fish, so I'd like to reduce shipping time. I believe Dan's Fish is overnight as well. And I think Imperial Tropicals, if you're close enough, would be overnight. but they generally do like 2-day. At least last time I ordered from it, it could be changed. Got 20 fire red cherries last week, so I put them in my 125 rainbow fish tank, and they're all gone. Pretty sure I gave my rainbows a $50 dinner. Well, it depends on the size. Chances are they could be hiding. I don't know how many rainbows you have in there. You could have like 20, 30, 50 rainbows, and maybe they did get them all. But you really got to make sure you have enough places for them to hide. Some really dense plants, moss, things like that. Cactus Woo Man, hello. It's going all right. Thanks for asking. Made it to Texas with 11 out of the 16 trout goodeids. I think most are male. Well, I might be able to ship you some, Bob Vance. I put all mine outside in a tub, and once I tear that tub down, I might be able to ship you some females if you need a couple. Can rainbow fish be kept with guppies? Yes, just know that they might fin nip. Something like a turquoise rainbow is probably going to fin nip. Like they're not aggressive. Like they're not. It's hard to explain. If you have rainbow fish and you introduce guppies, then yes, they will fin nip until they figure out, hey, this is not food. But they will also eat fry. Definitely, they will eat fry. But I've kept rainbow fish with guppies, and once the rainbow fish figure out that the guppies are not food, it's usually all right. But they can get distracted by the shiny colors of the guppies. Oops. I did this last week too, didn't I? This is my reminder that my stream starts in 45 minutes. Oh well. Jimmy, hi. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Good to see you. Hope all is well. I was just at your place of work checking out the new food court last week. Interesting concept. Much better than the buffet, though, at the big house. That's one this natural coloration neos are. Wait, that's one this natural coloration neos are good for. They can blend in way better. So you're saying just a plain old brown cherry shrimp. I guess it wouldn't be a cherry shrimp. It would be, but it wouldn't have the color. Overnight is an options from Dan's Fish. I purchased a lot over time from there. Always happy, zero problems. Yeah, you'll never have problems. And I'm not, obviously I'm an affiliate with Dan's, but I'm still going to be honest and say Imperial Tropical has good fish. They do. I've been, the 3 times I ordered from them, I've had no problems. And I've met Mike, the owner, a few times, and he's a good dude, so can't really say anything negative about him. Longfin Danios are the devil? Why do you say that? Fish Tank Barn with a $5 super chat says, congrats on the electric in the new fish room. Yep, it's going to be on 3 20-amp breakers, so I'm going to have lots of power. I'm probably going to be moving fish in before I get plumbing figured out. But yeah, plumbing, not looking forward to plumbing at all. Bob's affiliate link for Dan's Fish is in the description. Oh, I forgot to pin that chat. That's what happens when stuff gets broken at the beginning of the stream, but that's all right. I get them from my black Rillies, so they are like black, but you get the idea. You know what's really cool, Dank Tanks, are the chocolate Neos. I still think I have a really small group of them, probably about a dozen, but they're like a black cherry. If you ever see like the dark black cherry paint jobs on cars where they look black, but in the sunlight at like certain angles you can see that there's some dark cherry mixed into it. That's what the chocolates look like. They're really cool. Thanks, Bob. I was asking and wanted your opinion. I introduced the rainbows into my tank with the guppies. It's a large 4-foot tank and haven't had any issues so far, which is great. Yeah, I don't think you would ever have long-term issues, especially if you keep them well fed. They probably wouldn't even go after fry. My bucket list fish are Discus, but I know they are high maintenance, and I'm a little limited on my mobility. How many Discus can I keep in a 150 and keep water changes to once a month? So the good news is, Pete the Greek, Discus are not nearly as fragile as they used to be. They've been they've been now bred in the hobby for many generations. They're way more hardy. I'm not going to call them a hardy fish, but even like 10, 15 years ago, I feel like they're way hardier. I mean, you could get a nice group of like 6, maybe 8, depending on what other fish you're putting in there. If it's going to be planted, then that'll help reduce water changes as well. So I would just maybe get like 6 to 8 to start and really go heavy on the plants, and you're probably just fine for once a month. Sunset gouramis are hard to get right now from reputable online vendors. Interesting. Why are my Tetras hiding all the time? It's a 20-gallon long tank with a bunch of Anubias and some driftwood. I bought them, and the person told me they were wild caught. Is that the reason? It could be. 20 long is not a lot of room for a schooling fish in general. I don't know what kind of Tetras you have. It could also depend on, what other fish are in the tank. If you have, a bully in the tank, then they're going to hide. So, but a 20 long is what, like 12 by 12? That's just generally not a lot of room. So it might not even be that they're hiding. It's just where they're hanging out, because there's, I don't know, like if you got Congo Tetras, which is a fairly large Tetra, then yeah, there just might not be enough room to really get some good schooling action. But if you have like an Ember Tetra, which is smaller, then yeah, that should be plenty of room for them. But again, could depend on if you have like rams in there. They're definitely gonna, be a little nippy towards Tetras. Mike says, hi Bob, do you inject any or CO2 in any of your planet tanks, or have you done it in the past? Yes, I have 2 CO2 tanks now. I'm currently not using them, but I do, and I have done it. If so, do you prefer the pH test method or the CO2 drop checker to measure the levels of CO2? I honestly, when I did CO2, and I probably wouldn't recommend this, but I did neither. I didn't test for pH. I didn't test for, I didn't have any type of drop checkers. You can do like what was it like? I didn't do a lot of CO2, 1, maybe 2 bubbles a second, and only for like 4 to 5 hours a day. But it still made a huge difference. Like I was trimming plants every couple days, and so much so that I ended up actually getting rid of CO2 altogether because it was just too much maintenance. But yeah, you could do the pH, you could do drop checker. Like I said, I didn't use it enough or have it turned on enough to even have to worry about it. How many Neos would you start? Wait. How many Neos would you put to start a 5-gallon planet tank? I mean, I'd probably do like a dozen. You can go lower, just your odds of getting like both male and females go down. So if you get like 5, pretty good chance you might get all males. There are some retailers and wholesalers that only sell, the females? No, the males. I don't remember. But they only sell one sex. So it's pretty rare, but there are some places out there that do that because they don't want you breeding them. And also the colors are better. So how about you and the fam? What? Oh, saying hello to everyone. I get it. I definitely do not heavily advertise it. It's a side gig. For a while I was getting more sales than I wanted. Tattoo girl, hello. Biscotti Nunya, have a good stream at work. Well, have a good rest of your day at work, I guess. So we are now on stream number 3 of the earlier start time, and I gotta say I'm digging it. I am digging it, and I'm probably gonna keep it. Even if the numbers are down, I'm probably gonna keep the 4 o'clock time for a while. It just works out better for me. It works out better for my dogs. If that doesn't make sense to you, just know that it does. It just does. You saw me clip that poor pleco fin. Did you see me also struggle to double bag and then drop the seal bag on the floor? What? Oh boy. Minister Brandon says, Bob, do you have any suggestions for buying a glass tank online? Thanks for answering my questions. Oof. That does not seem like a fun idea. I've ordered one tank online, and it came in shattered. They did reship it, and they replaced it. They covered it. But there's custom aquariums. Depending, again, I don't know what size you're going for. If you're going for a large one, probably custom aquariums is going to be your best bet. But again, I have never ordered a tank online, so I don't have a lot of experience. But I know Ted Judy over there, he's a good dude, and they build pretty solid tanks. So if you're going for a large tank or just custom in general, that's kind of the only place I know of that I can recommend. The barkers like the earlier hours too. Yeah, they do. I'm telling you, they do. Because we usually have dinner around 6, and this is why, like the second half of the stream, the dogs would always go crazy because they're like, "Where's my dinner?" You know, they're pawing me, they're scratching me, they're biting me, they're trying to drag me into the kitchen, and now I can just give them dinner after the stream, and everyone's happy. Main's Tails, Ferns, and Fins says, I absolutely love your thumbnail, Bob. Well, I cannot take credit for it. I did steal it. But I did steal it from a copyright-free website. So it's not really, it's not really theft. It's copyright-free. Anyone can use it. They say the best thumbnails have a lot of bright colors. And so I just looked up psychedelic fish, and that's what came up. So there you go. What kind of cameras do you use for your videos? So I use 3 cameras. One of them is right here that I don't like. It is a GoPro, but it is a Hero 7. So it's a little outdated. I think they're on 9 now. But this has been one of the worst cameras I've ever owned in general. Absolutely hate it. But I still use it for underwater footage. My main camera is this, which is a ZVX19er. I don't even know. Is there a model number somewhere? I don't remember offhand. Where is the model number? Oh, ZV1. Sony ZV1. Flip out screen. This thing's pretty awesome. Gotta say, I think it's like $1,000, maybe $9. I don't know, $799 maybe. But yeah, like that one. And then I also use the one that is filming me right now, which is a Sony A6400, and I use that one for obviously live streaming, but I also use it for macro shots. So I've got a macro lens for it, and can get some pretty nice close-up shots when I actually take care of it, or when I can talk Jimmy into cleaning the lenses, because I'm the worst at cleaning my lenses, like the absolute worst. Just every time Jimmy sees my camera and my lenses, he's like, "What are you doing with this thing?" It's pretty funny, pretty dang funny. There's also custom aquariums and glass cages. Glass cages, I've heard some bad things about that place, but again, I've never ordered, so I can't say personally. But yeah, disclaimer: Bob does not steal things. I got busted for stealing a candy bar at Toys R Us when I was I don't know, maybe like 2 years ago. I'm just kidding. I was like 13. I don't even think I might have been like 13. Yeah, it's a long time ago. The statute of limitations is far from over. Niner, were you calling from a walkie-talkie? Caitlin, hello. Bob Van's off to get some Texas brisket. See you on the flippity flop. See you later, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Glad the trip to Texas was good, or I guess that you made it safely. That's what I'm trying to say. I've ordered from Waterbox. Yeah, I don't know anything about Waterbox. I see other YouTubers like talking about them, but I could tell you a thing about them. K2 is a lifeguard brand. Unboxing a 7-gallon shrimp tank. This is good times. Right on. I still got a couple more nano tanks to give away. I've been trying to give away like so much stuff. And I actually took a load of fish up to the dump yesterday, but it is what it is. I don't think Toys R Us was still open 2 years ago. Oh man, it was the worst, and my mom wasn't an employee. Oh, let me tell you, did I get my butt whooped? Oh man, that was a learning experience for sure, definitely. I have a glass cages tank that's sweet, but I didn't order it. I mean, if it comes to ordering tanks online, I would make sure that they have just some sort of replacement or return policy. I'm sure they do, but if you're buying tanks online and they don't cover them if they get damaged in shipping, then I wouldn't buy from them. So I would just make sure that they cover, because they're going to get refunded from UPS or whoever anyways if their product is damaged. So they should absolutely refund you as well. Well, reship. Brian P, thanks for the suggestions. Like and shared your stream, Bob. Talk to you next time. Thank you, Minister Brandon. I appreciate it. And also, don't forget to hit the like button if you are here. I would appreciate it. Used to be able to buy them online at Walmart, but they skipped shipping over 20 gallons. Huh. That's interesting. I know you can buy tanks on Amazon as well. But again, I'd be cautious. I would do anything to find a local tank over trying to have one shipped. But if it's your only option, what else are you going to do? Kirsten Schindler, love the Tommy Boy references. Such a good movie. Tommy Boy and Black Sheep, both really good. Aquatics is Imagitarium. It's really nice, thick frameless glass and double overflow. You know, I've had a few Imagitarium tanks, aquariums, and I've always been really impressed by them. I know they sell them at Petco. I don't know if it's a Petco branded thing, or if you can buy them anywhere else. But I've gotten 2 of them now, and they've been really, really fun tanks. Do I like Fluval tanks? I have one experience with a Fluval tank, and that is the Fluval Flex 5, and it leaked on me, and that's my only experience with them. I kind of like their rimless tanks with the frosted, where like the top inch around is frosted. I think that's kind of cool, but yeah, I don't have much experience with Fluval tanks. I asked. They offered to send me a Fluval FX4. I said, I don't want your stinking canister filter, but I do need a tank for a classroom. And so if you want to donate a small tank for tanks for teachers, I would much rather have that. And they never responded. So, yeah. Fluval can suck it. I do like their lights though, so I got Aqueon frameless from Petco. Love them. Aqueon is definitely my favorite as far as like the dollar per gallon. The Tetra tanks were just awful. Although the quality control on Aqueon is going way down. Audrey says my Fluval 5 leaked after 3 months. Yeah, mine was like, it wasn't 3 months, but it's probably like 8 months to like a year, and then it started leaking. 503 Aquatics, sitting in Seattle traffic. Thank goodness I have you to entertain me. I do not envy you at all. The background just went into ludicrous speed. I don't know what that means. All right. I have Lifeguard Aquatics 7-gallon. It has an angled front, so it's easier to view from a standing position. That's pretty neat. You know, I have seen those tanks where they angle like this way, and I always thought that was neat. But I've never used one. I know like the Fluval Flex with the oval front. I can't stand those at all. What are those, like 15 gallons? And I think they have like a 32-gallon. Yeah, I'm not a fan of those at all. I think they're cool, Just filming them, no thanks. That's why I don't like round tanks. I don't like oval tanks. I don't like bow front tanks because filming them is a nightmare. Yeah, good job, buddy. You scared him away. Good job. It was just the Amazon man trying to deliver my lights, but thanks, buddy. You scared him away. Good job. Look. 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 Joseph Stanley, what's up, buddy? The background changed and the transition was crazy. I don't know. Looks normal to me. We have an oval front 5-gallon. It's a pain. I mean, if you're not filming, honestly, they're probably not that bad. But even like a 72-gallon bow front, if you're like standing off to the side and trying to look at the, maybe you see a fish on the other side of the aquarium and you're like, oh, that's cool. But then it's all like warped and weird looking. I don't know. Not a fan. I don't know like whoever thought that was a good idea, but just give me just a flat front panel. That's all I want. If you want to tilt it back, tilt it back. I don't care. Just needs to be flat. Time for the doggy's bath. Yeah. I watch a lot of art videos, and you got me. I thought it was an art one. What? I'll never buy another cylindrical tank again. Now that's a PIA to film. Oh, I couldn't even imagine, Lefty. The old local fish shop that was by me that closed down a few years back had like these massive, like 6-foot cylindrical tanks. He didn't put fish in them, but he put fake like rubber jellyfish in them. And I can't tell you how many people, like every person that would come in would be like, are those real? Are those real? It, like, because you couldn't really see them that well. So they kind of looked real, but because it was like the whole thing was round, like you're getting all kinds of just distortion. People could never figure out if they were real jellyfish or not. Like, you think, I mean, I guess like we're all probably like ultra fish nerds, so we know, but the standard person that's buying just a couple neon tetras every once in a while, they probably don't know. Large tanks eBay. See Aqua Dream 250-gallon, excellent and expensive. Don't know what you're looking for. No local aquarium store, so I'm ordering soon. You're ordering a 250-gallon tank off of eBay? Whew. I don't know that I had the cojones to do something like that. I'd be so paranoid. So paranoid. Dang. Okay, I was about to read your comment and then you deleted it. Just order some stuff from the co-op. Time to obsessively check the mail for the next 3 days. I'm lucky. When I order stuff from the co-op, it's here like the next day. It doesn't matter. Order it on a Saturday, it's here Sunday. Fluval should stick to what they're good at and not try to do everything. The problem is that they're really bad at supply and demand. Like, they're just really bad at it. Check it out. Excellent price. Oof. I don't know. Hopefully the seller has like lots of 5-star ratings. A flicker. Flicker. My white screen is flickering. I don't even know what that means. I have a green screen. Yeah, you like to get one angle look. That's about it. Just order some stuff. I remember going. Freshwater sea. I remember going to a home and garden show my mom was working when I was like 8 and had a hex tank with bird cages lining the outside. So bizarre. That's kind of weird. Hex tank with bird cages. Interesting. Very interesting. I will be right back. Don't be frozen. All right. Sorry about that. Just saw somebody try to take my Amazon package off my front porch. They're lucky I was live streaming. There was a 300-gallon acrylic on offer up for $1,400 today. That's too much. Way too much, Caitlin. I have a very heavily planted Neo tank and haven't seen my mystery snail. I'm guessing it died. Should I try to find it, or will it shrimp eat it before it causes an ammonia spike? If you have a heavily planted tank, depending on the size, it may not even cause an ammonia spike. Think $1 gallon sell at Petco or no more, rather 50% off sales. Yeah, I mean, it's still like such a good deal. Like, how could you? I mean, yeah, it sucks, but it's still by far the best option. By far. This is my jammy jam. Bob, how far is the co-op from PDX? Well, you just put in Seattle, so like 3.5 hours with no traffic. It's not in Seattle. It's north of Seattle. But when I speed, I can get to Portland and from the co-op probably in like 2.5 hours if you're speeding. Hi, Bob. I seem to lose my biggest and fattest female tiger barbs to being egg-bound. Any ideas how to prevent this? I would do salt as a kind of a laxative. Maybe just put a little bit of salt in there. Not much, but just a little bit. That's the tank that makes me want Hygrophila pintofinita. I need to remember to look for it. It's an interesting plant. I would not put it as a easy plant by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. Dang porch pirates. So far, they have never got one of my packages, knock on wood. Oh, wait. I shouldn't do that because the dogs are going to go crazy. Listening while driving home, Timothy Darling. I think I'm just going to say your first name from now on because it kind of sounds like I'm calling you Darling, Timothy Darling. Which, hey, whatever. Timothy Darling, how you doing, darling? Don't hate me. Kenny and I did that trip in like 2 hours. Yeah, if you're speeding, yeah, not a big deal at all. That's tank mates. Oh, man, familiar. No way. Someone tried to steal your package. What did you do with the body? They must be new. That's all I gotta say. They must be new. It's pretty rare that someone comes after this house, but I'm pretty sure you heard the dogs barking, like the dogs. So the way my porch is that you can look. I have a front door, and the top of the front door has windows in it, and then there's stairs, and the dogs like perch right at the top of the stairs. And so chances are, once they see a Mastiff and a Doberman barking, they probably changed their mind. But I was also watching them. Bob, I really don't know why you are still living in the Seattle area. Well, for many reasons. I am about 10 minutes away from both my parents. And do I need to say more? I mean, that's my family. Not that you recommend them speed, right? Safely speed, yeah. Ring doorbell? No. Nope. Absolutely not. If you're not good at networking, then the Ring doorbell is the way to go. Like, if you have problems setting up like wireless routers, then you probably want to go with the Ring doorbell. But if you know what you're doing, I don't keep mine on you cannot access my cameras from the internet like you can a Ring doorbell. I think you should have a Porch Pirate release the hounds button, like Monty Burns. Release the hounds. I used to have that in. I had a car that I could push a button and it would roll down my windows, and then my dog would just jump right out. Thinking about doing that again. I'm thinking about doing that again. Hi from South Africa. Awesome. 1:40 a.m. here. Never make it to the show live, but on call today in casualty. in casualty, and it's quiet. So finally able to make a live stream, only here for a few minutes. Well, thank you, I appreciate it. 1:40 a.m. coming to the live stream. No excuses for anyone. If he can make it, everyone can make it, right? You should get a rubber ball gun. It doesn't happen often enough. I have a Release the Hounds t-shirt from 1999. Nice. I still think I have the original Simpsons CD. I think it was like my second or third, maybe even my first CD. I don't remember now. It might have been my very first CD, now that I'm thinking about it. All right, that sounds really gross. Who's doing that? He has this rubber toy, and when he chews on it, the sound is so disgusting. I hope you guys can't hear it, but I can hear it, and so go get it. Go get it. Man, it's just gross. Yeah, we have closed circuit cameras at our house. No looking in on our house. Yep. Good morning, Bob. Hi from the Philippines. It's almost 8 a.m. here. I wish it was 8 a.m. And welcome to the stream. Hi from Australia, Alice. Awesome. I always find it fascinating to know where people are watching from. I don't know why. It makes me feel like I have friends all over the world, I guess. But welcome to the stream. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Please, very important. And I'd appreciate it. Uh-oh. Now we know why they're quiet. Yeah. Yep. What else do we got going on here? How about can we get a roll call? Hi from America. Let's get a roll call. I'm in Washington State. Where are people at? I want this. You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. If you're afraid of internet stalkers, but I'm just curious. Where's everyone from? State or country or wherever? Dang it, wondered why my chat wasn't moving. Dang YouTube. Hey, everyone who spoke while I was sitting here staring at the chat. Like, why is no one talking? Been there, done that. Southwest Florida, all awesome. PDX, nice. Watching from my living room. Texas, south of Austin, all right. Detroit, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, a couple PN people, huh? Yay, finally made it. Just signed up for Live Bear Convention in October. Amber, sweet. Hoping I'm going to be there. Really, really hoping I'm going to be there. Look at more from Philadelphia. Dictatorship, New York City. All right. California. Man, New Hampshire. Oh, I've never been there. Kirkland. All right. That's pretty dang close. I used to live in Bothell. Well, Bob, you have a friend in the best place, Texas. Oh, yep. Massachusetts, Austin, Massachusetts, Minneapolis, another place I want to go, Alabama, Detroit, New Mexico. Ooh, New Mexico, I want to go there too. I want to go to Dulce, New Mexico. I want to believe. Hopefully somebody knows about Dulce, New Mexico and gets that. Carnation, I haven't been there in a long time. More from Pennsylvania, Delaware. Pam from Washington, Indiana, Melbourne, Joshua Tree, California, awesome. Queensland, Australia, Northern VA, Minnesota, Portland, sweet. Losertown in Delaware, all right. 5 blocks from the co-op, that must be nice. Unless you don't like the co-op, then maybe not. But finally some Canada people here, all right. York of New, Wales, UK, awesome. I think I knew that. Northern Utah, beautiful state. Definitely all places I want to go. The U.S.'s most diverse ecosystem, Alabama. I'm sure you probably have like, I don't know, shiners or something there. You gotta have something. PDX, yep, PDX, Southern California, Oklahoma, Bothell. I used to go to school there. Last week while lurking, I broke my wrist. What? Were you when you were skating? Oh my gosh. Don't tell me you broke your wrist while skating. Let me guess. Wait, where did your comment go? I broke my wrist. I'm going to say you were skating backwards and fell down. I'm just going to guess. Skating backwards and fell down. At least it was just a wrist. Nothing important, right? No wonder I run into so many Steelers fans everywhere I go. BJ Palmer for president. I agree. I could get behind that. Only if I can be the VP, though. Eureka, California. Central Ohio? Well, that was fun. I don't know. It's always interesting to me. Susie Q was herding deer. No. It had to be roller skating. I don't know. She does a lot of crazy stuff these days. I think she's going through a midlife crisis, but, you know, I probably am too, so I can't really blame her. Do you have a favorite species of snake? Yes, Dragon Lair actually has my snake, and it is also my favorite species of snake, and that is a carpet python. Any variant of the carpet python. I absolutely love those snakes. By far my favorite. Do you have any favorites? Oh, just got that one. Water changing, most dangerous sport known to fish keepers. Yes, actually, I was just standing looking at about a dozen deer and got sidetracked. Oh, I don't mean to laugh at your misfortune, but I mean, you broke a wrist deer watching. You got to expect a few chuckles, right? I mean, you can't, I don't know. Yeah, it sucks, but I mean, I feel like if I broke my wrist while I was looking at deer, I would be the first one to laugh at myself. Bob for VP, he's going to make Apistos great again. Yep. Absolutely. Hognose are so good. So I've never kept a hognose, but I will agree they are a really, really cool snake. Really cool. Sidetracked by gravity. It's electromagnetism. Electromagnets. Duh. I can't even say that word. So I try to say it. I'm not going to say it again. Q, don't lie. It was pole dancing class, wasn't it? What are a couple of rainbow species that are good for 40 breeders? Kamaka rainbows, Praecox rainbows, any pseudomcgill. Yeah, any pseudomcgill, but pseudomcgills are kind of a nano fish, but pseudomcgill fricata is a really good one for a 40 breeder because they do get bigger than any other pseudomcgills. So, yeah, there's a couple for you. I'm laughing too. Whenever I see deer by the side of the road staring at me, I never know whether to slam on the brakes or not. Bob, you should do a video of Nick Mutton snake breeding up there. He is king of carpet pythons. I have no idea who that is. And generally, people have no idea who I am either. So when I reach out to people, they don't even respond. Or they know who I am, and they're like, that's why they don't respond. It would have been a better story, Q, if you skated into the deer. I feel like if I break something, I'm definitely making up a story that's going to be way better than how I actually broke it. I've never broke a bone. Well, I've broken my pinky toe like 5 times, but I've never broken a bone. Knock on wood. Apistos are just not very popular. You go back like 5 years ago, and they were, well, maybe a little longer, maybe like 7 years ago, and they were all the rage. But now they're waning in popularity. So there's not a lot of YouTubers doing videos on Apistos, I feel. There's some, few and far between though. And I feel like we should be ambassadors to Apistos because they definitely need to be way more popular. Like, you used to be able to go on Aquabid and get any kind of Apisto you wanted at any time. And now, not the case anymore. How did you find new homes for some of your fish needing to downsize? Well, luckily I have Danny right up the road, so a lot of fish got dropped off up there because just got done with her fish room, so had a lot of tanks to take up fish. The other thing I do is I just donate them to local fish stores, which I only have, well, I have 0 now. But when it comes time to actually move, I might just pack up a bunch of fish and take them to Aquarium Co-op and say, here you go. Maybe watching deer is the made-up story. I don't know. I feel like if you're going to make up a story, you could do something a lot better than deer watching. I'd only broken my nose 3 times until I broke my pelvis 6 years ago. Saved it all up for the big one. Yeah. Breaking the pelvis does not sound like a good idea. Oh, the good old days of Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Remember that song Superman by Goldfinger? I have no idea what you're talking about. Superman by Goldfinger? I thought Goldfinger was like Austin Powers or something. Merrick, hello Merrick. Thanks for stopping by. Just don't forget to just a little tap-a-roo on that like button. I'd appreciate it. How many likes are we at, and can I beg for a few more? We got a long ways to go. I need 40 more likes. Holy smokes. That's all right. We still got an hour and 15 minutes to get 40 more likes. How do you move with fish moving houses in a few months? So luckily, I'm going from just one fish room to another fish room. So I'm just setting up tanks and moving fish to the new fish room. Very easy. If you're not able to do that, granted, so I'm just setting up like 40-gallon breeder tanks in metal racks, and they're all just going to be like temporary housing for temporary aquariums for these fish while I actually build out shelving and, do something a little nicer. So yeah, if you're moving them, like if you have to drive, just put them in a 5-gallon bucket. You can get like the USB air stones if you're worried about them running out of oxygen. But it's really not that big a deal. If you think about it, like fish are in the mail sometimes for like up to 7 days, just in a plastic bag. So if you're like driving a couple hours, or they're spending a couple hours in a 5-gallon bucket, it's really not a big deal. But yeah, luckily for me, I'm able to set up the tanks before I actually move out, so it makes it a little easier. Fine, I'll hit the like button. Fine, Amanda. Fine. Thank you. Dropping in a like. All right, I'm trying to get some Apisto Incas, but it is difficult to get a fish in Canada aside from so the Incas are even, you have to look pretty hard here as well. For the Inca, the Epistogramma benchi is what that is. Michelle with the $3 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it. Broke my first bone at 46. Snapped my ankle by walking while my foot was asleep. True story. Completely stupid. What was it? I don't know. That's always the fear. Like sitting down for a while, your foot's asleep. I hate that tingling. That tingling feeling is the worst. What's the lowest temperature you would keep Neos at full time? I'm planning to keep them at room temperature, but my room temperature is colder than normal, and I don't want to deal with a micro heater. I've kept mine down to the mid 60s with no problems. So some people will say they can go colder. I've never personally kept them colder. I'm sure it got into the low 60s at some, every once in a while, but yeah, I never had an issue with it. I moved my 20-gallon up from Maine to Connecticut when I went to college. I just drained it down to about five-ish gallons and put the whole tank in my truck. Checked on them every few hours. That's what I'm doing with my ponds. Like, there's no way I want to drain and try to catch out, like, every single fish in my pond. So I'm going to drain the ponds down to about an inch, maybe 2 inches of water, and just lift it up into the bed of my truck and drive it to their new location. That's how I got the ponds from Corey's house. We lowered them down to about 2 inches, and I drove them, and that was way farther than how far I'm moving them now. They got to go like 70 miles an hour on the freeway in the back of my truck in a tub. Very exciting time for those fish. Mickham says, hi Bob, everyone just netted some Apisto fry to a new tank. Alpista or Teg, I don't know how to pronounce that one. 2 a.m. Stockholm, Sweden. Definitely a place I need to go someday. Just set up an Apisto tank. I told the local store owner I want to try breeding some fish. He gave me 2 trios to start. That's the best way to do it. I usually buy my Apistos in groups of 6 just to have a better chance of, 2 of them pairing off. But that's a really good way to do it. Ribs are definitely the worst. I had 8 broken at once plus 10 other bones, and it was the worst. Did you go like parachuting and the parachute didn't open? How do you break that many bones? That's crazy. Steenfott Aquatics, what's your favorite red plant? Probably AR Mini. AR Mini. AR Mini. You should be able to just Google or DuckDuckGo. AR Mini Aquarium plant. Yep, comes right up. Alternanthera renickii, which is AR Mini. AR Mini. Oh, only 3 likes away now. Only 3 likes away. Hint, hint. Hint, hint. Damien says, I'm doing water changes, Bob. Yes, water changes. Lots of water changes. How do you personally think neon tetras are, and what do you think the hardiest tetra is in a 20 high? Connor, I don't find neon tetras to be particularly hardy. I feel like if you buy 20 of them, then you're going to lose a couple of them every time. And sometimes you buy 20 and you'll lose them all. There's definitely places that have better quality neon tetras, but like I've gotten neon tetras from one local fish store and they were just awful, and I've got them from another one and they were like amazing. So it could have just been a bad batch, but I also know they get from one got their neon tetras from a place in California, another place got them in a place in Florida. So yeah, I don't know what's the hardiest though. Probably like a Buenos Aires tetra. That might be like the hardiest tetra. But tetras, when you get outside of like neons and cardinal tetras, I feel like tetras are pretty hardy in general. Does getting a certain amount of likes do something good? Not necessarily. Like, we just passed 150. It's not like bells go off at YouTube when you get 150, but every time someone likes, it just pushes out the notification again. So the more people that like it, the more it tells YouTube to send out notifications. And theoretically, with 150 likes, 150 more people should have got notified of the live stream. I heard neon tetras aren't very hardy at all, and that's definitely the case. So when you're looking for neon tetras, definitely look at them at the store. Make sure there's none of them in the tank. Like, even if there's one that's like just super skinny and scrawny, I won't buy any of them. And then the other thing you have to watch for is like on their tail. Sometimes there's like white, kind of look like the tip of their tails are white, but it's actually kind of like some weird fungus, which is pretty dang common. So yeah, those are the things I look for. And obviously you don't want any white spots. You just want to make sure that they're just fat and healthy, which you should be doing that with any fish that you buy, but especially with neon tetras. Where are your tubs going? New fish room, or did you find a place? They're going to the new fish room. So where my fish room is where my tubs are. Remember how I like Jeeps? I was in the back seat of one that was rear-ended by a refrigerated semi on the highway. Dang. That does not sound like a good time. I never had good luck with rummy nose tetras. Me neither. To the point I don't even buy rummy nose tetras anymore. I don't know what it is with rummy nose tetras. I guess I would add that to the list of neon and cardinals. Because rummy nose tetras, I'll buy like 50 of them, and within like 2 months I might have like 2 left, no matter what I do. I've had my Buenos Aires tetras outside for quite a while now, and I put them out there, and we went through this cold streak, and it was crazy for the time of year. You know, it got down into like the upper 40s, and they handled it no problem. I'm kind of curious if I drain it down to see if I'm going to get any fry. I don't think so, but I'm hoping to get some fry, at least from my platies, because I have platies out there with them. I think Bob has a good point about location they come from. If I got tetras from Florida, it wouldn't go nearly as well if I got them tetras from somewhere. Boy, I butchered that one. But yes, I do know, and I hate to recommend this place. I've had really good luck with neon tetras that come from the wet spot tropical fish. Hey. Good boy. Tesla killed Dozer 9.07. Bob, I've never had good luck with neons. My LFS recommended black skirt tetras. They are very hardy. I currently have a school of 20 with my cars. If you want something neonish that's hardy, ember tetras. I mean, they don't have the blue, but another good one is, oh my gosh. I had it and I just forgot about it. Black skirt tetras. Oh my gosh, that's gonna bug me. Okay, I'm gonna read this comment again, and hopefully I remember what tetra I was thinking about. Bob, I've never had good luck with neons. My LFS recommended black skirt tetras. They are very hardy. I currently have a school of 20 with my cars. Man. Black neon tetras. Black neon tetras. In my experience, black neon tetras have been super hardy. Lemon tetras are another good one for me that are super hardy. What's up with the wet spot? I just don't like the owner. He's not very friendly of the YouTube community. So yeah, just nothing. I mean, the fish, I can't lie though. I mean, the quality of the fish there are still really good. Never tried black neon tetras. They might be a bit hardier. They're bigger too, which is nice. Not sure, but I like the colors, aqua and black. Yeah, they're super hardy in my experience. Super hardy. How shy, spooky are Congo tetras? I like them, but don't want fish that spook easily. So Congo tetras are definitely one of the bigger tetras in the hobby. Not shy at all. They'll be a little fin nippy as well if you don't get a big enough school of them. But another bigger tetra that you never see anywhere is the bleeding heart tetra. Like, why people don't keep this tetra, I'll never know. I mean, granted, for a tetra, they are huge. For a tetra in the hobby, they are huge. I mean, they are like big and round when they're adults. But they're such a cool fish. I'm hoping to do them again in the new fish room, but I don't know if I'm gonna have a good setup for them because they do get pretty big. So I would need to dedicate one of my 125s to them. Oh my gosh, what is up with you guys? What is up? You're just all here all of a sudden. Is there a subtropical fish with a big personality? Subtropical with a big personality. Well, Von Rio tetras. Von Rio tetras, it really depends on where you get them. It's another one of those. I've got Pristilla tetras, and they are bulletproof. Yes, I would agree with that. They're also kind of fin nippy as well. Red Phantom tetras are tough, but can be in a bunch. They can be nippy. Colombian's still my favorite tetra. I really like Colombian tetras. Very similar to the bleeding heart tetra as far as their body shape. They just don't get as large. I'm not a huge tetra fan. I really love pencilfish and find them more rewarding than tetras in general. I love tetras, but I also love pencilfish. I love I basically love all of them. The thing I like about tetras is there's just so many. Like pencilfish, you probably got like maybe 6, maybe 8 if you're really looking. Different species you can choose from. But I mean, you got like 100 tetras that you can choose from. Panda tetras, crazy hyperfish, can't find them here anymore. The panda tetra is also very fin nippy. Holy smokes. So I remember, like, I got Pristilla tetras, And they were just like the biggest bullies ever. Like fin nipping. Buddy. There, go get it. Go get it. So the Priscilla Tetras, I was like, man, these guys are jerks. They're bullies, fin nippers. And then I got the Panda Tetras, and they just beat the crap out of the Priscilla Tetras. And I was like, holy smokes, I did not expect that. Gymno Geophagus balzinii are awesome subtropical cichlids, great personality, and stay fairly small. I did not know that those were subtropical. Embers are really cute nano tetras. Mine are super peaceful and bright red orange. Can never go wrong with ember tetras, ever. Instead of tetras, I just got pseudomagills. All right. Aquarium Co-op had them multiple times. Stated they are spooky. This is why I don't trust the internet. Are you talking about the Congo tetras? So it's gotta scoot a little closer. Oh yeah. Now I can slouch. So it's one of those fish, like, it really depends on the size. And I know a lot of times they're coming in really small right now, but once they're full grown, they are definitely not spooky. I mean, that's like a big tetra when they're full grown. I mean, 3.5 inches, and they're fat, like big body tetras. How about emperor tetras? I haven't kept them, but purple color is beautiful. I would say hardy. I've kept the blue ones and the purple ones, I believe. And yeah, fairly hardy and really cool fish. CPDs with rainbows, I think it depends. Like, you could do them with pseudomagills and it would be fine, but I think like the bigger rainbows are probably gonna, if you have bigger rainbows with CPDs, I don't think they would ever come out. Like, they would just hide nonstop. I'm just guessing based on experience with rainbows and CPDs. I've never kept them together, but I have kept both of them. So yeah, pseudomagills is probably okay, but anything bigger than that, they might never come out. Now, you could get like turquoise rainbows, and which are just massive for rainbows, and put them with CPDs, and they might be best buds, but I don't know that I'd want to risk it. Got Harlequin rasboras that I swear are getting as big as my GBR. I feel like Harlequin rasboras definitely get larger than people think. But if they're getting as large as your GBR, you might have some crazy mutant strain, or just like mini GBRs. I don't know. Just got 15 red pencilfish I've never seen before, but was love at first sight. Yes. Any of the red pencilfish. Like, there's the red Beckford. There's like the red coral something or other. There's two different ones that have red in the name, and they're both just amazing. Just noticed your shirt, Bob. Good stuff. So when are you going to auction off your red co-op hat? Never. I don't think that hat will ever get made again. I don't see it here. Who knows where it's at now. But yeah, I'll never get rid of that hat. I kind of ruined it, but it's still in pretty good condition. It used to be in perfect condition. Now it's like an 8 out of 10. But, you know, it's a hat. That's what they're made for. You use them. Turquoise, Australians, and Bozemantes, so CPDs are no-go then. You could try them, but you'll probably never see them. Probably never see them. Seeple, hello everyone. Sorry I'm late. My internet was down. Oh, that is the worst. But at least you're catching the second hour. We are officially in the second hour because I was late too, about 10 minutes late. And we're officially in the second hour. Well, where I will open this up to just about anything you want to talk about. So, as usual, try to keep that first hour strictly fish related. Now we are in hour number 2, where we can talk about any crazy stuff you guys want to talk about. But we'll still take all the fish comments I can get. I have red Beckfords, and the males are always displaying like crazy. Very cool. Yep, that's exactly why I sold that fish when I was selling fish. I still probably have maybe 20 or 30 of them in a 125-gallon tank. And yeah, pretty awesome. I'm not looking forward to moving those tanks, though, because I'm probably going to end up moving them by myself. Thanks for the info. I'll add them to the list of possibilities. I'll take a note on the slight of fin nippers. I'll take a note on the light fin nippers. And just make sure, like, I wouldn't keep them in anything under a 4-foot tank either, just because, like I said, they do get big. So if you have like a larger school of them, which you should with any Tetra, they're going to run out of space really quick in anything smaller than a 4-foot tank. My dad has told me that the bio wheels and the filter weren't, where did that comment go? I don't know. Did it get deleted? I don't see it. My silver tips are feisty. They're about 2 years old and they kind of have a weird body shape. They remind me of nano piranhas. That's kind of weird. Silver tip tetras should be like long and skinny. Interesting. Pristine condition. That hat could be worth $5. I mean, okay. I'm not completely stupid. If someone wanted to give me $500 for a red aquarium co-op hat, I'd be like, okay, no problem. And then I would just get on the phone and I would call Lizzie and I'd be like, hey, I need another red aquarium co-op hat. Oh, man. Because they don't make them, but they would probably, like 99%, I'm sure I could get one in red again. Oh my gosh, that noise. I can't deal with it, buddy. Come here. Come here. There you go. Go get it. Get this one too, buddy. Oh, that noise is so gross. Wait, before the chat derails, I need suggestions for something that will eat snails in a 30 long, please. Dwarf chain loach. Amazing fish. I'm pretty sure that is my all-time favorite loach. Dwarf chain loach. They're a bit expensive and they are a schooling fish. So be prepared to spend like $60 or $80, but super amazing fish. And yeah, I know wholesalers generally go around and put, some of them, not all of them, but some wholesalers put dwarf chain loaches in like their plant tanks just to make sure that there's no snails, which is pretty smart. I would say if you're a smart wholesaler, you'd be doing that, but I don't know. Just an idea. Exodon Tetra is like a piranha. Yeah, and so like the Columbia, the red, blue Columbian Tetra, Bleeding Heart Tetra, those are definitely like the piranha shaped where they're just more rounded. Silver tip Tetra should be like a pencil, just long and skinny. Maybe you have balloon silver tip Tetras. I joined and heard long and skinny. All right. Good time to join, I guess. I like that, though. Wait. Before the chat totally derails. All right, buddy. Just go get it. Good boy. Yo loaches. Yeah, I mean, it's a 30 long. So just remember with loaches, they are a schooling fish. They like to be in groups. They're pretty social. And if you're doing a group of yo-yos in like a 30-gallon, I don't know if that's enough room. There's plenty of people out there that are just keeping like one loach in their tank, and you know, it'll live just fine. But is it happy? I mean, it would definitely be happier with friends, right? South Austin, sorry, had my hands in a tank. Ooh, another from South Austin. That's two. How about a snail eater for under? You could get a small group of dwarf chain loaches. I want to say they run about $12, so you could get like 5 of them. Might have large humps on their top line, but other than that, they are long. Huh? Interesting. Coolie loaches would be another one. In my experience, though, coolie loaches are not the greatest snail eaters. My neon's gang up on my dwarf Mexican crayfish when he's eating his pellets. He swats at them, but oh man, that's so fun to watch, though. So fun to watch. My dad just told me that the bio wheels and the filter weren't spinning and that I need... Oh, now this guy's... Okay, be right back. Dun, dun, dun. I am back. All right, we are back. We are back. Let's see. The dog is a guest. I should train them to sit in the seat when I leave. I don't think they would. None of them like the one. They don't like the reclining or the back and forth. They hate chairs that do that. All right, what did I miss? What's the best planet tank substrate that lasts long? I've used fluval stratum. I really am not a fan of fluval stratum. After about a year, it started to run out of nutrients. My favorite is just Eco Complete. You know, it's about $20 a bag. It's about $1 a pound, a little more than $1 a pound. But honestly, it really depends on what plants I'm planning on doing. If I'm just doing basic like crypts, anubias, swords, maybe like some rotalas or lugwidia, I wouldn't even use planet substrate. I would just use pea gravel, and that's it. Caitlin says, my coolies definitely don't eat snails, or at least mine aren't putting a dent in my snail population. Yeah, when I was selling coolie loaches, there were snails all over the tank. And maybe I was feeding them too much, but I don't think so. Is he going to remember the bio wheel question? Nope. Because someone deleted the question while I was in the middle of reading it. So, yeah. Cannot answer the question if you delete it before I can read it. How long does Eco Complete last? So, I've kept it in tanks up to 2 years. I've never kept it longer than that, so I'm not sure. What would be the best number of Borneo suckerfish to have in a 75-gallon? I only have 2. Really love them, but I can rarely find them. I mean, it really depends on how many other fish you have in there, and also like just how much maintenance. Like you could put like 20 in there if you wanted to, but obviously that's going to increase your maintenance, how many water changes you're doing. But I would probably do around 6 personally. If I had a 75-gallon and wanted Borneo suckerfish, I would do like 6-ish. Ruben, yeah, sorry, post the question again. I just noticed it was deleted while I was in the middle of reading it. I only see my coolie loaches about every month or so when I clean between the rocks. Yep. That's why I want to do like a tank with like 100 coolie loaches. I don't know what size I would do, but I feel like my 33 long with like 100 coolie loaches would be kind of a fun tank. I probably do like something easy, maybe like dwarf sag, just carpet the whole thing in dwarf sag. I think it could be fun. Rocky Mile sounds like something I'd love to see. So when I had my Mexican dwarf crayfish, like it was so fun when you like dropped in wafers or little pellets, and they were trying to eat them with the other little fish coming around, and they would just swat at the fish with their claws. They would never harm them or like actually cause any damage. It was just funny. I'm sure it was super annoying, but I don't know. It was kind of funny. My dad just told me that the bio wheels in the filter weren't spinning. Very common, very gimmicky. And that I need them to spin for proper filtration on a large hang-on back filter with the large intake sponge and tons of sponge. No. When I use the Marineland filters, I don't even put the bio wheels on because eventually they're going to stop spinning. If you have an intake sponge, that's probably going to have way more beneficial bacteria than what those bio wheels can do. So the bio wheels, they don't even make sense to me. When you look at bio wheels, they're really efficient, and when you look at them in like fish, like trout farm applications, half of them are always submerged, like completely submerged in water. So obviously like half the wheel. So as it's spinning, there's always, so like if this microphone is your bio wheel, then the water level's right there. The fact that like 95% of the bio wheel is not in water, I don't know. It's just very gimmicky. They always clog. They always stop spinning. It's just a matter of time, and it's just not worth it. Zen Ginger says, my wheels haven't spun for more than a week ever. Any model I've owned. Yeah. Yep. You literally have to like take apart the whole thing and clean everything because you need lots of water flow, especially when that bio wheel starts like just building up all kinds of, beneficial bacteria, but all like the mulm and everything, and it gets really heavy. You really need like maximum flow to keep spinning it, and it's just a pain. Gimmicky is right. Yep. It's so like, anyways, back to like the trout farms that use bio wheels. They're also used in like a whole so a lot of people, when they like to argue or debate like how well the bio wheels work, this is what they go to. They go to like these trout farms and they like, look, they're using bio wheels and they have like 10,000 fish in this little pond, so obviously they work. But it's like a whole entire system, and the bio wheel is like just one small portion of the entire filtration. It's just like, it's not how it works in a hang-on back filter. It's just not. What are some good fish and vertebrates besides snails to add to a plant grow out tank to help control algae? Thinking of monos, but any other suggestions? So I'm very anti-shrimp when it comes to algae control, because you need so many. If you have like a decent amount of algae, I don't know, it takes a lot of a mono shrimp to keep a tank clean of algae. If you're looking, first I would say, like, why do you have algae? If it's a plant grow out tank, you probably shouldn't have any algae, or at least like very little. Now, if it's in like the first 6 months of you setting it up, then yeah, you're gonna have all kinds of algae as everything gets established. But after that, you shouldn't have that much algae. If you have like string algae, you can get like Siamese algae eaters are pretty good fish. I mean, I don't know what size your grow out tank is, but I had, when I was, so like way before I was on YouTube, I used to sell plants online, and I kept Siamese algae eaters in my tanks. But I was also using 55-gallon tanks, which I think are some of the best tanks for plant grow outs because they're thin and they're also tall, so really good for like stem plants. But I like that they're thin, so you only need like one strip of light versus like a 40 breeder where the like most lights, the spread is not going to cover the front and back, and so really a planted tank you'd want 2 lights, and I don't know. But you could try like a Florida flagfish or a Siamese algae eater. Both of those are going to eat way more algae than a mono shrimp. Even snails won't do much. Like if you have like algae all over your glass, like you'll see where the snails are going, obviously, but they're never going to make a dent in the algae. But like a bristlenose pleco would. But if you're growing out sword plants, then you don't want bristlenose plecos. So I don't know. Hopefully some of that made sense. According to Lucas at LR Brett's Aquatics, you don't ever have to change out Eco Complete. It's not like other aqua soils like fluval stratum, where it loses its buffering effects. Well, eventually, right? Eventually, you would run out of, the minerals dissolve over time. So eventually, like you're probably not going to run out of everything, but you gotta think like, I don't. Well, so also, one thing is Lucas Bretz has like hard water. He's not short on minerals ever. You take Eco Complete and you put it in my acidic water and it dissolves. So just keep that in mind, right? In his water, you probably never have to replace it. In my water, it's definitely going to dissolve over time. Now I get to clean the intake sponge to increase the flow for no reason tomorrow because the BS wheels won't spin. And see, like increasing or like, I don't know, cleaning the intake sponge, you're going to lose some of your beneficial bacteria. Man. Yeah, those bio wheels, man, they're just not good. Just not good. Hold on a second here. Yep. Dang, my wheels are always spinning. Weird. Well, you just got the magical touch. You got the magic. Zen Ginger, no they aren't. I actually do put root tabs in once a month for the bigger plants. Yeah, so yeah, there's so many different factors that go into it. Like, to make, I always try to stay away from like blanket statements. Like, you'll never have to replace Eco Complete. Where, I mean, in my water, definitely have to replace it. Goldfish are good at eating algae and everything else green in your tank. Yeah, you're going to want to do like a Nubius or maybe Java fern for goldfish. What's a good cleaner fish for algae on my glass and plants and to eat excess food? Probably bushy nose plecos or bristle nose pleco. It's the same fish. It has multiple different names. Not the common pleco, a bushy nose pleco. In my experience, the bushy nose pleco is going to be the best algae eater you can find. If you're just looking for something that's going to rip through your algae, that's going to be it. No plant nipping fish like cichlids that can be causing scars. What? Tell me your ways. I'll trade you the wisdom of how to not grow duckweed for this information. Oh man, so some people will put like Vaseline. So on the bio wheel, you know, there's the two little pins that you sit down in that, you know, and they sit in that little bracket. Some people will put like Vaseline on those little knobs on the outside, you know, kind of lube it up a little. But I don't know. Seems like a lot of work for something that's not doing very much anyways. Plus, I like taking out the bio wheels because you get more water flow too. So, which in my opinion, like water flow is way more important than the little bit of beneficial bacteria that's on the bio wheel that you rarely ever need because your whole tank has beneficial bacteria growing on it. Like this tank, I mean, the plants have beneficial the wood, the substrate. Well, depending on how deep the substrate, after about an inch, you probably don't have much beneficial bacteria, if any. But you gotta remember, your whole tank is covered in beneficial bacteria. So these two little bio wheels, are they really doing that much for you? I don't know. It screams efficient to me, but I can't really figure out which one it could be. The charts seem too close together. Apparently I missed your question. Let me scroll up. Steenfott Aquatics. So my plants get brown spots on them. Anubias, stem plants, swords. Even the new growth doesn't seem like algae. I'm thinking a deficiency. I dose easy green. Any thoughts? Well, we just come over here. Look at my little aquarium plant deficiency chart. Now this is not, 100% accurate, as I'm sure you've looked at this too. But let's see. What would be my plan of attack here? Now, is it just brown, or does it eventually like get holes in it where the brown spots are? But let's see. If it was me, did you say what kind of plants by chance? Anubias, stem plants, and swords. Okay. Kind of weird for Anubias, but let's see. Let's take a look. I want to say potassium or phosphate, but there's one chart that I'm trying to find. It's usually the P's, though. I'm telling you, it's usually potassium or phosphate, I feel. I really always feel like it's one of those two. Where's my chart? I can't find my specific one. Also, just one thing you should know, if you're looking up these plant deficiency charts, if you're injecting CO2, it's going to be completely different. Way different. There's a very specific one I'm looking for here. Oh, here we go. Let's see. CO2, non-CO2. Let's blow this up a little bit. Oh, of course it's not in. This is the chart I'm looking for, but it's not in English. Sweet. Very awesome. All right, English version of this chart is what I'm looking for. Oh. All right. Here we go. Potassium, let's see. Interesting. If I were you, and let me just double check. Anubias, stem plants, and swords, I would probably add extra potassium and also magnesium. This is how I would start my plan of attack. Potassium and magnesium. It's not very common to have magnesium deficiency, but that can definitely cause it. It wouldn't be my go-to though. Like I said, it's very rare to have magnesium deficiency, especially if you're dosing easy green. So yeah, that would be my plan of attack. I'd give it maybe like 2 to 4 weeks, and then if it's not doing anything, then I would go to plan B. And I don't have a plan B yet, but that's where I would start. What's the best shell dweller for a 20 long, Jacob? That is very subjective, as a 20 long is going to be good enough for just about any shell dweller. So it just depends on which one you like and how much money you want to spend. You could get like silver ocellatus, but they're going to be way more expensive than just a multifasciatus. So, yeah, really up to you. What's your budget and which ones do you like the best? Zen Ginger, do you have a clone? You are everywhere. Multiplicity. Zen Ginger was cast for Multiplicity, and then what's his name came along and stole the role from her. So yeah, there are 4 of her. Little known fact. There's 4 Zen Gingers. What was that guy's name? Somebody's got to know the movie Multiplicity, right? Michael Keaton. The bananas always rot off my banana plants. What's the deal? Rocky and Miles, unfortunately, I've never kept a banana plant in my life. I feel like I am the minority and really just do not like that plant. So I've never kept it. Maybe someone in chat has some experience with it, but I've never kept it. She also has multiple personalities. That's true. My current favorite shell dweller is the Neolampurlogus Kudo-punctatus. They're like gold ocellatus was my favorite, but Kudo-punctatus are not so cranky. Gold ocellatus are still and always will be my favorite. Always. Unless they discover some new species that I've never seen before. Gold ocellatus are they're just cool looking fish. And yeah, they're cranky, but still pretty cool. My wisteria is planted on the substrate and its new growth is very white. Is this okay? If it eventually turns green, then yeah, it's just fine. But if it's turning white and dying, that is a deficiency. But I don't remember offhand. You'd have to look it up or research it. This was a big thing. Again, like a long time ago, and I think it might be magnesium. I don't remember the deficiency. I know it's not magnesium. It's either potassium or maybe it's potassium. But you can turn Anubias leaves white by, I don't quote me on this. I think it's potassium deficiency. So people would purposely turn their Anubias leaves white and then sell them for like $100 on Aquabid and be like, oh, there's this new rare white Anubias, and people would buy it, put it in their tanks, and obviously the deficiency's gone, and so the leaves would turn green, and they're like, and people would just be like, oh, it's my fault. This went on for a long time on Aquabid. before people were finally like, this is a scam, stop buying it. Here for the like, but I'm flying to Alaska Friday and will need this stream for the flight. Awesome. Super jelly. I want to take a cruise up to Alaska. But if I didn't have a choice, I would take a flight too. But I would want to do the cruise. I want to do a cruise to Alaska, and then I want to just do my own thing for a couple weeks and then take a cruise back. So far, all the cruises, they have like the itinerary and you got to do this and that. I'm just like, I don't want to do that. I want to do my own thing. But ocelotus are tiny little hate machines. Still love them though. Yep. Here for the... I already read that one. I have 6 gold ocelotus and their personality is amazing. Right up front in my face all the time. And they'll even like... Well, a lot of shell dwellers will bite you when you're in their tank. But I always think it's pretty funny. My Nubius new growth is coming out variegated. It looks cool. Yep, that was a thing too. Variegated Anubias. Will ocelotus eat their babies? Yes. Yep, they are not colony spawners like the Multis or the other one. Signatus? Similis. So Similis and Multis are colony breeders. Gold ocelotus, any of the so pearly, gold, you have to watch for them. As soon as they hatch and are free swimming, the males will come over and eat them like a competing male. Love a good cruise. I've never been on a cruise, but I would definitely take one to Alaska. Aquatics Arts has gold ocelotus in stock right now. Got an email this morning. Oh, I wonder if they got if they're all moved in and got their inventory filled back up. My Cudopunctatus are reproducing as fast as my platies. Need to move some out ASAP. That could definitely be a problem when you get into shell dwellers. Obviously not ocelotus, but Multis, Similis, and I've never kept Cudopunctatus, but apparently you can add them to that list too. After the horror stories I've heard about cruises, I'd never go on one. That's all in like the Bermuda Triangle area, way out there. Alaska, I don't know. I've taken the Victoria Clipper up to like Canada, and it's definitely not a cruise ship, but it's still a pretty big boat, and that was pretty fun. So, yeah. Also, the cruises are pretty generally safe. Besides all the people that like disappear randomly from falling overboard, just don't get drunk and walk outside, and you won't fall overboard. Bob, why are you not in Peru? Because I could not get my passport in time. Yep. It is taking decades to get your passport right now. It's insane. Is the Vaseline Trio shrimp safe? What is the Vaseline Trio? If you're talking about putting Vaseline on the little side things of your BioWheel, I would not worry about that at all. There's people that use Vaseline on the magnets of their hang-on back filters. So if like your propeller starts getting really loud, a lot of people will actually coat the magnets that make them spin in Vaseline to get them to shut back up. So I would imagine they're probably pretty safe. Just don't go on hurricane season. Yeah, I mean, that seems like kind of like duh. But I get it. Like, it's probably cheaper to go in hurricane season. So, it's a gamble. Maybe it's a gamble. Cruise to Alaska was wonderful. I feel like it would be. Ruben says, I think Crypt Pink Flamingo is somehow still in stock on the Cope's website. I don't know. Took us 3 months to get our passport renewal. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Even if you pay for like the I need it now passport service, it still takes like 6 months. It's ridiculous. That's also why Zenzo's not there. It's just taking forever. So hopefully I'll get to go on the next one. I'd get to go with Zenzo, so that'd be pretty cool. Love hanging out with that guy. Other problem with cruises was the folks who get stuck for months plus at the start of COVID. Well, I mean, that's definitely not like, you can't really hold that against the cruise industry in general. Like, if I book a cruise 2 years from now, like, that's not going to be a thing. Would love to go on an Alaskan cruise, but my wife will never go on one. But why can't you? I mean, just say it. I've been on a horror cruise, fire and separate situation of anchor coming through a window. Yeah, no thanks. That then made them late, so we sped and got all motion sick. I'd still do it. I want to book a trip. If there was a trip that or a cruise that like promoted the Bermuda Triangle, that's the one I'd go in. We're gonna go out. We're gonna hang out for a week in the Bermuda Triangle, and then we're gonna come back. Like, I would rather do that than go island hopping. Like, just what could you see? What could happen? Nothing, but it would still be fun. I don't know. It'd be like when is something gonna happen? Are we gonna disappear? Are we gonna go in a parallel universe? I don't know. Are we gonna die? My cousin was on an Alaskan cruise. He was so bored, he jumped ship and flew home. All right. Ryan, too many Fishberg. Interesting. I don't know. I guess maybe being out at sea could get kind of boring, but I feel like, once you're in Alaska, do they got to let you off the ship to do stuff, right? I don't know. I've never been on a cruise. Vaseline is petroleum jelly. It definitely is. But if we're just talking like the little side knobs on your marine land filter, it's not gonna be a big thing. Swimming, like, obviously you don't want to take Vaseline and just dump a whole bottle of it in your fish tank. Bob, if going over here, you also have the cruise Hurtigruten along Norway's coastline. Isn't there like a Bermuda Triangle in Europe as well? It's obviously not called the Bermuda Triangle, but there's like a triangle up there as well. I'm like 99% sure that Europe has a version of the Bermuda Triangle. Do I need to pull out the dominant males from my Epistle grow out tank? Big Boy seems to keep picking on his slightly smaller siblings. As soon as they start like establishing dominance, you might want to start moving them out. And I would just move the biggest one out if it's going to be a problem. 99% of cruise people are 70-year-old plus. Well, good. That means they're just going to leave me alone, right? I'm not there to meet other people. I'm there to like disappear in some Bermuda Triangle vortex, never to be seen again. Bob, do you prefer planet tanks or cichlid tanks? That's a very good question. I used to go back and forth, so I would do like planet tanks for a couple years, and then I would do African cichlid tanks for a couple years, and then I would do planet tanks, and now I just kind of keep a mixture of both. If I was like held at gunpoint and like could only keep one, I would probably go with planet tanks. If he goes to Alaska, though, he might still be able to swim with polar bears and sea lions and dandelions and all kinds of stuff up there. I could go swimming with moose, just like sit on their antlers and be like, yeah. Man, just think of the possibilities. But the all-you-can-eat shrimp at the buffet were great. Oh, man. All-you-can-eat seafood buffets have never ended well for me, but it's so good. Like, in that moment, I'm just like, oh, this is heaven. Like crab legs and shrimp and lobster. So in that moment, it's heaven. But you give it like a couple hours, and I definitely pay for it. My grandparents have gone basically everywhere in the world on cruises. We should all meet up for a Bermuda Triangle cruise. I mean, I would much rather like fly through it, because I think you have more odds of something happening if you're flying through it. But I would cruise through it. Alaska would be an awesome place to visit. I think it would be an awesome place. Like, especially, like I guess I just assume that most of us are kind of like nature nerds, and there's some pretty amazing nature out there. I've been watching a lot of documentaries on mountain climbing, and I don't know. I kind of want to start mountain climbing. I don't know. Like, I see all these people doing these like amazing things and just being on top of a mountain. I feel like that'd be a pretty good feeling. So, I don't know. We'll see. Now, granted, a lot of the documentaries I'm watching are documentaries because all the people died. But still, like the few that make it, seems kind of fun. It could be fun. And I'm not going to go like climb K2, but I could certainly climb Mount Rainier. Like, that's not even a real mountain. It's so small. Shrimp, nope. I'd rather go hungry or have a granola bar rather than giant water bugs. Dude, buttered shrimp are so good. I might order some shrimp for dinner just because you said that. Although there's nowhere to get shrimp here that's any good. Speaking of nature, Bob's Adventure Channel. I am very close to 4,000 subscribers, even though I think we've only made like 2 videos this year. I'm going to go look now because, you know, if you're not subscribed to that, you should just subscribe to it just to get me to 4,000 subscribers. Not that that means anything. Probably has the same chance of finding Bigfoot here in Washington as he would in Alaska. Yeah, I mean, I think the Pacific Northwest is kind of tied with like Tennessee in that area for Bigfoot sightings, but they're both, I think, considered hotspots as far as, you know, got the best odds. Bob, a random question. Have you ever had RC cars? I did when I was a kid. I had quite a few RC cars. I love them a lot. But ever since I could start driving, I kind of got away from RC cars. Speaking of nature, 3,000. Oh, am I close to 3,000? I don't know. Well, there's like 3,000 people in this live stream right here. So even if a small portion of them hit subscribe. My brother-in-law loves Alaska. He used to go a couple times a year for either river fishing or deep sea fishing. We've had a lot of Alaskan halibut over the years. I want to go to gold mine. I want to do some gold panning. And I know I would never find any, or very little if I did, but I just think it would be really fun. Usually pistol juveniles work okay when growing up together in groups of 8 or 10. When hierarchy is naturally established, if removing the largest male, another will take his place. Yep, that's kind of how it works. Crab is delicious. I know. If you're ever in Vegas, I'm telling you, the seafood buffet at Mandalay Bay is the place to go. Even though, anyways, Mandalay Bay seafood buffet, really good, really good. Saw my first bobcat in New York yesterday, so keep looking for Bigfoot. Who knows? Where was I at? Not that it matters because no one would know, but I was up in the mountains and driving along on this old logging trail, and there's like this bobcat that's just laid out in the gravel in the sun, and it actually let me get like 20 feet up to it before it took off, and I was like, all right. So then I kept going around like the next bend, and there was another bobcat just laid out like a cat, right? Like, sunning its privates, and you know, like they do, laying on their back. And that one let me get really close. And then I went a little bit further, and there was another one. I saw 3 I haven't seen a bobcat in like 10 years, and then all of a sudden I just saw like 3 of them just laying stretched out on their back. Have you ever seen bears out there? Oh, many times. Many times. Love me a good crab feed too. So I've actually never seen a cougar. I would love to mark that off on the old checklist one of these days. But all the times in the mountains, I've never seen a cougar. I'm sure they've seen me plenty of times, but never a cougar. We got billy goats up here. We got billy goat gruff, bobcats. Just never seen a cougar. Just finished a pork chop, spinach, and smashed taters and cornbread. Ooh, I love me some cornbread. Bob should get a pet bobcat. Yeah, I recently found somebody who actually rescues bobcats. So I thought that was pretty interesting, pretty neat. Never heard of a bobcat rescue before, but I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. I would love to get a bobcat. I don't know that I'd want a pet bobcat, but it would be cool to have like 100 acres and have bobcats living on it. Bobcats are like pests around here. What's your favorite fish of all time? Rainbow fish. And I don't have a specific. I just, rainbow fish are my favorite fish. Rainbow fish. Kenny saw a cougar. It almost ate Danny. Yeah, I've never come across one. My dad has. My dad has a couple times. Me, never. I've never come across bear cubs either, which is a good thing in my opinion. Like I don't have a problem with bears, but if there's bear cubs, I'm definitely not anxious to meet mama bear. That's for sure. We had a bobcat run across our back patio at 2 a.m. once. A very galloping sound. What a pisto do you... Wait. Mickham says, Patrick Aquatics, what a pistos do you have? I may have missed if you mentioned earlier. Ben lurking. Wayne Buffet. Man, I want to go to Vegas. I think I'm going to go to Vegas next year if anybody wants to go. I want to go because I want to go to Count's Custom. I've been to Vegas so many times, but I've never been to Count's Custom, and I really want to go look at his showroom. So I'm pretty much just going to go to Vegas just to go look at all of his sweet cars. If you want to see a cougar, go hang out at a hotel bar. It was only a matter of time until that comment was coming, right? Speaking of rainbows, Dan's Fish has a nice selection for sale right now. Link is in the description for Dan's Fish. Best rainbows you're going to find, bar none. Hey, buddy. Hey, buddy. Come here. Come here. We're having fun. Probably can't hear me anymore, but come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Oh, come here. Oh, there you go. There you go. I can't even see you because you blend into my shirt too well. You blend into my shirt. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Nom, 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 nom. Nom, 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 nom. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, back to work. Back to work. Watch out. Watch your head. Vegas? Heck yeah. Yep. I'll probably go, I don't know. I usually go for the World Series of Poker, so I might go. That's kind of what I'm speculating around that time, which is, I don't know now. June-ish, usually. My dad's dog has chased bear cubs up trees on a few occasions. Luckily, she came when called, but I'm surprised Mama didn't chase her off. Huh. It might have been one of those, like, Mama bears, like, stay here while I go find some food. I don't know. That's not very typical with bears. That's more of a cat thing to do. Vegas sounds awesome. I love Vegas just for the food. Like, there's so much good food there. I don't care about slot machines. I don't care about drinking. Just the food. The food is good. And I've never been to Area 51, so I'm gonna check that box next time I go too. That's cool to hear, Bob. I love watching Danny the Count's YouTube channel. He is a legend. Yeah, he's just a really nice guy. So it would be nice to meet him. I doubt he would be there. Like, why would he be there? But I definitely want to go and like check out all of his cars because I do love cars. I'm kind of I'm not a car guy in the sense that I don't know a ton about cars as far as like working on them, but I do just love them and the fact that I can appreciate them. Carlo says I have 2 baby crabenzas. Nice. My friend's pit killed skunks 2 nights in a row. Oh my god, the stench. I wish if I was allowed to have a pet skunk here, I would absolutely have a pet skunk. Okay, but those are pretty easy to sell, I guess, if gender ratio is okay. I don't know that I'm subscribed to Danny's YouTube channel, but I do follow him on Instagram, which is probably very similar content. Maybe. I don't know. Paul says, I love food. You and me. You don't get a kingly physique like this by not loving food, let me tell you. Let me tell you. I want to go to Welder Up Garage in Vegas. I don't even know what that is. Sounds awesome, though. My friends. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is there any type of fish I dislike? Probably a lot. I don't know that I dislike them, but I'm not a fan of like the big Central American cichlids. The 14, 16-inch cichlids that you got one in like a 200-gallon tank and that's it because it'll kill anything else you put in there. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. Pet otter would be pretty cool. Man, if I had an enclosure large enough for an otter, I feel like I would just put thousands of rainbow fish in it. Even though an otter would probably be cooler, I would probably just keep restocking it with rainbow fish as they're slowly picked off. We aren't allowed skunks in Washington. We aren't allowed really any marsupials. But yeah, skunks. There's Washington has a pretty big restriction list, which doesn't make a lot of sense. And skunks are on that list. Hey Bob, should I clean my tank even though I've got baby crabenzas? If not, would a breeding box help me? You probably don't need to clean it. You can certainly do. I don't know that I probably would. I just would steer clear of the fry. Like normally they're all hanging out in like one area. Maybe you just do like a small water change. I would definitely not recommend doing anything more than like 10, maybe 15% at most of a water change. But I would probably give them like a good week or two of free swimming before I did a water change. Welder Up is owned by Steve Darnell, and then they make really cool rat rods. Had a show on Discovery for a while. Interesting. I'd love to go get a big... I would love to get a pond big enough for koi one day. See, I'm not a big koi fan either. I don't know why. Just not a big koi person. It's pretty cool when you see them, these massive koi swimming by in a huge pond. But most people don't keep them in huge ponds. And I don't know, maybe that's what turns me off. Skunks are weasel cousins. Opossums are marsupial. I knew someone was going to correct me. I knew as soon as I said marsupial, someone was going to correct me. I was hoping, but nope. There it is, Ryan. But we can have ferrets and buy native species, but only from out of state. Yes. So we can have ferrets. And yeah, fish and reptiles that are bought out of state. You are correct. Yep. No, don't even get me started on politicians, man. I'll tell you what. If I had to move anywhere, where would I go? I would probably go to like Paraguay, maybe. And this is assuming like I've got no family left, no one to leave behind. Paraguay or Uruguay is where I would go. You get a mink, and you get a mink, and you get a mink. Everybody gets a mink. Only 250 likes. Come on, people. Come on. How many people are even here? 200 people. All right. Can't complain about that. Skunks do make nice pets. Yeah. Yep. There's a place in like southern Washington, like it's like some type of rescue / safari place, and you can go down there and you can like play with the skunks and hold them, and they're like slinkies. It feels like they don't even have a backbone. I definitely sign up for that site. Never heard of it. Join us. Remember, thank you. Don't lie. You'd come to Iowa. I'd like to visit Iowa. Don't you guys have like the biggest ball of yarn or something? Biggest rubber band ball? I don't know. I just remember National Lampoon's Vacation. Wasn't there something in Iowa that they stopped for? I don't know. Why Paraguay? I might be right. It's either Paraguay or Uruguay. I always get them mixed up. It's whichever one's on the coast, which I think is Uruguay. So Paraguay is also pretty good, but I'd rather live on the Paraguay. If I'm correct, Uruguay is on the coast. Paraguay is in Central South America. And it's actually a country that likes Americans, so that's pretty cool. And Americans do have rights there, but Like you can get beachfront property and get like yourself just a little hut on the beach there, and I would just sit on the beach all day long. It's cost of living is super cheap. Medical is very cheap. Yeah, I don't know. Just good weather and sit on a beach for the rest of my life. That's my plan. That's my plan. When I don't have any family left, that's where I'm going. And I want to say, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Uruguay that's on the coast in Paraguay. All right. Not very good at the geography. Snapping turtles are good pets too. Just be careful. I don't know. I don't think I'd ever want a snapping turtle. Like, out of all the turtles, I would have a mata turtle. Like, if you want a big turtle that's pretty aggressive and just wildly looking, mata is the way to go. They don't have teeth. They will snap you, but they don't have teeth, so it doesn't hurt. You just get a good gumming. They gum you. After the pandemic, I think you're actually allowed to say COVID on YouTube now. Finally, come to New Zealand. Come now. Hashtags new. I would love to go to New Zealand. Some of the smaller islands. Uruguay is on the coast. Okay, so I was right. Yep. Yeah, Uruguay. And my backup would be Paraguay. I think. Well, anyways, I've talked. That's enough. That's where I would go. Or if it was allowed, I would go to Antarctica. But I don't think I'm ever going to get to go there. That's like my ultimate destination. I've applied for jobs there. Like that's how crazy. Like I would go to Antarctica, but you have to have a job. So I last year or maybe the year no, it was before. Yeah, so last year we were all locked down. So the year before was it last year? It might have been last year that I applied for jobs there. I don't remember. I never got a call back, so whatever. Screw them. My hibiscus breeder and canary breeder friend lives in Paraguay. Hello from Honolulu, Hawaii. That's definitely somewhere I want to visit as well. Hawaii. Need to go there. Who wants to go? Okay, so now we're going to have a meetup in Hawaii and a meetup in Vegas. Where else? Paraguay? A Paraguay meetup? No, Uruguay. On the coast. Uruguay. Can I come and do a fish room video tour? I don't even have a fish room set up right now, so no. Antarctica would be awesome. I'm telling you. And I want to go on an expedition. I don't want to go there and like now you can go and like cruise around on the coast, but you can't like go on it. Like you can do like paid expeditions. There's few that will actually allow you go to that. There's one town there that has like a population of about 4,000 people. And I'd want to go there. And then from there, I'd want to set up and go inward. So I guess as far south as you could go until you start going north. You can volunteer to work in Antarctica for 6 months or a cruise. Yeah, I can't volunteer though. I would go if I had a job, or if I would go if it was like a 3-week expedition. But to go volunteer for 6 months and not make money, that'd be kind of rough. Suddenly can't really picture sitting in the beach all day long at Antarctica. Hawaii, I'm in. Okay, I figured I'd get at least one person. Better get my passport renewed. I'm telling you, as soon as my passport gets here, like I'm gonna go crazy next year. I mean, I'll probably be broke, but so realistically, it probably won't happen. But would you do IT in Antarctica? That's what I applied for. And it might have like I applied for like the lowest level IT positions, and that's probably why I didn't get them. Because I mean, they were probably like, this guy is too overqualified, if that's a thing. I mean, some employers will not hire you if you're overqualified, but they probably also knew what I was up to. Like, he's just taking like the lowest job just so he can get out here. Your dogs would not be happy, Bob. They'd be all right. They'd tough it out. What is your take on high-tech planted scapes, i.e. full carpet CO2 highlight? I've done it. I don't it's something that I may do again. Like I said earlier in the stream, I do have like 2 full CO2 setups still. So I might set up one just to do it in the new fish room. But it would be something I did for a very short amount of time. Like I'd set it up and keep it running for like 6 months. And then I'd be like, yeah, I'm done trimming plants every couple days. But they're fun to set up and do. It's like long term though. If you only had like 1 or 2 tanks, like then sure. But when you have like 20 or 30 tanks and they're all high tech, that's just not fun. Hey buddy, it's almost time. It's almost dinner time. Almost dinner time. Get your schnoz up there. You can see a schnoz. I've been in HR for over 20 years. That's exactly why. Australia and New Zealand are dream places for me. Come in 20 years and you can visit my fish store. Would you use Tetra pond tubing instead of the vinyl tubing for sump plumbing? Tetra, I don't know that I've ever seen Tetra pond tubing before. So I'm not really sure what, I mean, it's probably just like silicone tubing, right? I don't know. Andrew, I've never seen it before. I don't know what it is. I agree, Bob. I only have 1 tank. Yep. Do you pull out your rainbows to breed them and put them in a separate tank? No. I mean, I have done that, but now it's for me, it's just easier to drop in a spawning mop, let them spawn in there, and then take the mop out in like a week. What time is it for you? It is dinner time. That's what time it is. We're going to go 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes, and then it's dinner time. Right, dog? Right, dog? Oh, no. Oh, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I want to herp for carpet pythons in Australia and sightsee in New Zealand. Can we get the Corey background? Not today. Not today, Junior. Yes, we'll be back to the normal background tomorrow, or next week. Regularly scheduled background next week. Speaking of CO2, I bought a 5-pound tank today and told the people at Air Gas it was for an aquarium, and they looked at me like I just committed murder. Yep. There's one time, I'm not sure what happened, where my CO2, where I got up and was going about my day and then walked into my fish room and the CO2 tank was going full blast. All the fish were at like the surface just gasping for air. I'm like, I had no idea. Like, how did this happen? I never figured it out. But I did like a 90% water change, and they all survived. I have a couple of those sponge filters that do work well, but they clog up faster than most other sponge filters. I need to squeeze them out more often. I do like them, though. Which ones? I don't know. How many members are you currently at? Not as many as I was last week. I think I might have angered some people on my last members only stream last week, but that'll happen. A couple of those sponge filters. My air gas guy had 2 aquariums going with CO2 at home. The one thing that really annoyed me when I got I finally decided I'm gonna get a CO2 tank. It's gonna be a display tank. It's gonna be nice looking. I'm gonna display my CO2. So I bought a brand new CO2 tank, and I took it to get it filled, and they brought back like this just crusty piece of crap, just junk looking CO2 tank, and I was like, "Where's my tank? Like, I just gave you a brand. Like, this isn't my tank." They're like, "This is how it works. It's an exchange program." I was like, "No, go get my tank. Give it back to me." And I was so angry. They gave me back my empty tank and took back their full one. And then there wasn't really anywhere else to take it, so I took it back like a week later. It got a grungy CO2 tank. So lesson learned. I'm only going to buy used CO2 tanks going forward. Why did my stream start earlier, or was it just me? I changed my start time from 4. So I now go from 4 p.m. Pacific to 6 p.m. Pacific. So, yeah, I might change it when we get back to winter. But for now, it just works better for me and my schedule. Did you get to watch the movie? Oh no. YouTube shut that down in like, I think we made it to 11 minutes. Even though YouTube said I could do it, they still shut me down and locked the stream. And then they even blocked it like after the fact. Like the next day they blocked the whole stream. I don't remember you saying anything offensive. Some people are too sensitive. I mean, it could just be coincidence too. It could just be a coincidence. That happened to me 15 years ago. Good evening, everyone. I made it, though I'm late. Yep, and we're going for one more minute. Jamie McDonald, the director of operations for the Steenfott Aquatics YouTube channel. Director. We are in winter. It's going to be 94 degrees here tomorrow, so I'm definitely not in winter. Unholy Orders, what's up, buddy? Changing out my tanks, got a small corner leak at the bottom. Sucks because I have baby cherry shrimp. Oof. Leaks are never fun. Oh, man. Have you found that consistently doing a live stream has helped your channel grow? Negatory. Live streams for our genre, i.e. aquariums, are a killer. You will never grow doing live streams on YouTube if you're live streaming about aquariums. Just not going to happen. Yeah. So if it wasn't detrimental, I would probably live stream. I'd probably go back to like streaming 3 times a week because it's super fun, which is one of the reasons. Like at first when they started doing like the membership thing, I was just like, I'm not really into that. But then when I found out you could do like members only streams and it doesn't hurt your channel, then I was on board. Because I just love live streaming, and since the members streams are private, not public, it doesn't hurt your channel to do private streams. So yeah, that kind of got me on board with it. Jamie McDonald, the $5 super chat for the last minute arrival. Thank you, I appreciate it. That sucks because aquarium live streams are my favorite thing every week. Yeah. Yep. 3 times a week would be awesome. Yeah, when I first started YouTube like 5 years ago, I was actually, they didn't have live streaming, but as soon as they rolled it out, I was live streaming 3 times a week. But I was also doing like 2 videos a week. And it was the videos, which is why my channel grew, not because of the live streams. Normally, well, not normally, but I definitely lose a lot of subscribers when I live stream versus a video gains lots of subscribers. And I'm kind of looking forward. So I'm moving this month. I got to be out of this house by the end of the month, and then I'm looking forward to just getting back on the YouTube grind and making videos again. I just got so much stuff going on right now, so that's why the videos have been few and far between. But after this month, things should start settling down a little bit, and can start growing the channel again, because I've been kind of stagnant. Am I still the longest member? You will always be the longest member. The only way you will lose that title is if you cancel your membership. The live streams are best for my Tuesday. Steiderman says, I won't leave you, Bob. Finally made it to freeway speed. Brutal. Nothing worse than traffic. This is why I avoid Seattle like the plague. The traffic. Regina with the $4.23 super chat. Just for fun, I want that red co-op hat. Well, I think the bid's at 500. So, I mean, just saying. You gotta. If you're bidding 501, the red hat is yours. Right now, the current bid is 500. I would even get him to autograph it. Boy, that should bump it up to at least. I probably might knock it down to like 300, but. Bob, I like your channel because you give your honest opinion. I really try to, like, I really try to have a strong rapport with everyone. Like, this is why, like, I don't really do sponsorships, or if I do, you know that I'm, like, not just hawking crap because they're paying me. Like Dan's Fish. We all know Dan's Fish is amazing quality fish. Like, I have no qualms like supporting Dan's Fish and being an affiliate for him because we all know he's really good. But if I came on the live stream next week and be like, hey guys, Arizona Gardens is amazing, you should all buy fish, use my affiliate link, everyone's going to be like, oh yeah, Bob sold out, because that place, I mean, it is literally like the worst place to buy fish. So I don't know. I like to just be honest, be truthful. In that way, you're like, lying, it's so hard to lie. Like, it takes, first of all, I don't have a memory. Like, I can't be a liar because, like, I would never remember. Like, one lie, they just compound, and I just don't have the memory for that. It's just easier to just be truthful. If I don't know something, I'm not going to make it up. It's just easier. Just tell the truth. It's not that hard. Nothing bad will ever come from telling the truth in the long run. There might be some, if you do something stupid and you have to be truthful and fess up, there might be some short-term consequences, but, in the game of life, it's just better to be honest. Let's be real. It took me a long time to learn that lesson. And a lot of unfortunateness. But that's how I live my life now. And I don't even know why I'm ranting about this. It is dinner time. I gotta go. I want to thank everyone for my memories. Mine is awful, I'm telling you. But I want to thank everyone for coming out. It's been a lot of fun. We had a couple hundred people here, which is awesome. Thank you, super chatters, moderators, lurkers, people that don't comment, people that are unsubscribed but still watch, even the few that thumbs down. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you all have a great week. Members, I will see you Friday night, as always, our new time. And otherwise, I will see, hopefully, everyone next week, next Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific. Remember, set your alarms, 4 p.m. Pacific. Oh, wait, let me do this. Offline. We are offline. Stream.